Have you been involved in a car accident and now preparing for a personal injury trial in Georgia? In this video, I'm going to guide you through exactly how to prepare for your personal injury trial. Why? So that you can go in feeling confident and ready for what's to come. Hi, I'm attorney David Brauns. I started my career working for the insurance companies, and that meant that my job was trying to figure out how to pay people like you as little as possible. Seeing how that system works from the inside is exactly why I'm sharing these videos with you. I want you to know the same tricks I used to use against people so that you can protect yourself. And if you ever need to talk to a lawyer you can trust, we're always here at Brauns Law. Give us a call. Today, I'm going to walk you through how to prepare for a personal injury trial in Georgia. The trial process can be intimidating, but when you understand what's coming, you're going to feel much more in control. Knowledge is power. First, let's talk about how most personal injury cases go. In fact, did you know most personal injury cases never go to trial? They're settled out of court, and the parties involved agree to a compensation amount. So you might think, well, I probably won't even need to worry about a trial. But even though most cases settle over 90%, there are times when you might end up going to trial anyway, and you still need to know about it. Why is that? Why do cases still go to trial? Well, sometimes the insurance company offers a lowball settlement that doesn't even come close to covering your medical bills, lost wages, or the pain and suffering you've endured. Or they might use tactics to delay or deny your claim altogether. In these cases, your lawyer might decide that the best course of action is to take the case to trial to make sure you get the compensation you deserve. And while that's not the ideal scenario all the time, it may be the only way to get justice when the insurance company isn't willing to play fair. They control the money, and if they're not willing to pay, trial is your nuclear option. So even if you hope to settle, be aware, there's always a chance your case may go to trial because of lowball offers or hardball tactics from the insurance companies. Therefore, the key to success here is to be prepared no matter what happens. Now let's dive into how you actually prepare for a trial. Let's start by breaking down the trial process. A personal injury trial is a legal proceeding where a judge and jury listen to both sides, and then they decide who is at fault, and number two, how much compensation the injured party should receive. It's a process that can normally take several days. In Georgia, it's usually 1 to 2 days for a simple car accident case. But depending on the complexity of the case, it could go longer. Knowing what to expect is going to help you feel less stressed regardless. Now, the first thing you'll need to do to prepare is to get your documents and evidence organized. This is a huge part of the process. You'll need to have everything in order, from medical records to accident reports. The more organized you are, the easier it will be for your lawyer to present a solid case. You want to have your medical bills, records of treatment, and any other documents that show the extent of your injuries and how they impacted your life. Look, the defense, they're going to do everything they can to downplay your injuries. So it's crucial that your evidence is strong and well organized. Next, we have witnesses. Witness testimony can make a huge difference in a personal injury trial. If there were any witnesses to your accident, their testimony can be vital to proving the defendant's fault. But not just anyone can be a witness. Only those who saw the accident happen or have relevant information that can help your case. And if you have any medical experts or accident reconstruction specialists who can support your claim, that's going to strengthen it even more. You don't just want to gather witnesses up. You need to prepare them. You and your lawyer should meet with them before trial to go over what they'll be asked and how to present their testimony clearly. Look, they've got to tell the truth, but you can rehearse what that truth is. And you don't want them to be caught off guard in the courtroom. Another key part of preparing for trial is understanding the jury selection process. We call that voir dire. Many people don't realize that the jury can play a huge role in how your trial goes. After all, they're the ones deciding. In Georgia, as in most places, you don't get to choose who will be on your jury, but your lawyer does have a say in selecting them. During jury selection, your attorney will ask potential jurors questions to make sure they can be fair and impartial. And while you can't control who ends up on your jury, your lawyer will work to make sure they're as neutral as possible so you get a fair trial. All right, once that jury is selected and seated in the box, the trial begins. During the trial, you're going to hear opening statements. This is where both sides tell the jury what they expect to prove. Ladies and gentlemen, the evidence will show. Then comes the presentation of evidence, which includes things like accident reports, medical records, and witness testimony. This is where your preparation is going to pay off big time. The better organized your evidence and witnesses are, the smoother your part of trial will go. One part of trial that almost everyone dreads is cross-examination. That's thanks to the movies and TV shows, right? This is where the defense gets to question you or your witnesses. It can be intimidating, but it's important to stay calm and stick to your facts. Your lawyer will prepare you for this by going over questions that might come up. And the key is to always stay focused on the truth and unemotional. Remember, the defense might try to confuse you or make you doubt your own story, but if you stick to the facts and don't get defensive, you're going to be in a strong position. Once all the evidence has been presented by both sides, it's time for closing arguments. This is your lawyer's chance to summarize the entire case and make a final pitch to the jury, explaining why they should rule in your favor. After that, the jury is going to go out and deliberate to make their decision. The jury is going to decide whether or not the defendant is at fault, and if so, how much compensation you should receive. If the jury finds in your favor, they're going to award damages for things like medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering, and emotional distress. Finally, once the jury makes their decision, the judge will give the final ruling. If the jury finds in your favor, they're going to determine how much money you're entitled to, and you'll receive compensation based on the damages the jury deems appropriate. If you're preparing for a personal injury trial in Georgia, give us a call at Brauns Law for a free consultation. We're going to make sure you're fully prepared and confident going into trial. And finally, if you want to learn how pain and suffering affects your car accident settlement, be sure to check out our next video on exactly that. It could make a huge difference in the amount of compensation you receive. See you there.